Never Say Never by Natasha Jonigan, Chapter 5. Weeks passed since Mark moved out, and although my house was back in order, my heart still had a ways to go. Never hearing from Felicia really broke my heart, too. I lost both of my best friends all in one day. Mama and Paula tried hard to fill the void, but I still long for both of those relationships. Yes, they hurt me, but I've loved my husband and my best friend since childhood. I hated the woman I was becoming. Paula finally got me out of the house. We went shopping and had many lunch dates that included wine. I was never a drinker. Occasionally, I would have champagne on holidays or a glass of wine with my husband. Now I was throwing back wine like a champ. My vocabulary suffered also. My newfound cuss words polluted the air without thought or hesitation. Nothing was said now without some extra sound effects. My sister suggested I move to Atlanta with her just to get away from the scene for a while. With only an associate's degree and no employment history, I was concerned how I would take care of myself. My sister assured me I could live with her until I got on my feet. Thinking about going back to school was an option, but I also wanted to contribute to the housing expenses. Paula got me a gig working as a marketing assistant for Dawn, a football player's wife she knew. Dawn started a nonprofit organization and needed help establishing it. Thrilled to be working, my focus changed, but I still thought about Mark from time to time. Paula was taking me to all of her engagements and outings. The scene was new for me. My sister was the director of marketing for an advertising firm that catered to the elite. Even being Dawn's assistant exposed me to some pretty swanky people. I wasn't shocked by celebrity status and treated everyone I met with the same respect. Dawn and I started to form more than just an employee relationship. She confided in me on a lot of things. We were both becoming close. My divorce now was final, and I was expecting my settlement any day. I wanted to show my appreciation to my sister by doing something nice for her. My cell phone rang, displaying a Dallas area code. After getting a new phone, there were a lot of numbers I couldn't transfer and lost. After the fourth ring, I decided to answer it. It was my cousin Daryl. Hello, Asia. Daryl. I was happy to hear from him. Mama is really the only person I've stayed in contact with since I moved to Atlanta. After telling Daryl how I was doing and about my job, he became quiet. I could tell he wanted to tell me something. My cousin Daryl was the choir director at our church and had the inside scoop on everything that was going on in and outside of the church. Baby, please sit down, he said. Okay, what now, Daryl? I don't know how or why I'm even telling you this. What, Daryl? Come on, you know you can't hold water, I said. Mark and Felicia just had twin boys yesterday, Jacob and Josiah. Asia, Asia, Daryl said. I dropped my iPhone and my heart, I dropped my iPhone and heard it crack. Speechless, I stood frozen by the news I received. Mark and I talked about how we wanted children, a boy and a girl. In high school, we planned our wedding, our life, and how many children we would have. My ex best friend and my ex husband were now parents of twin boys. Felicia took the life I planned. All the old hurt and pain found its way back to my heart. My chest felt like it was caving in. The pain was stirring in my soul. I felt helpless in that moment. rage and boiling inside of me. I felt the warmth in the pit of my stomach. So many questions flew back and forth through the corners of my mind. The divorce was just final, and I didn't know Felicia was pregnant. Here I was in Atlanta, now attending church like I used to, and just living my life in the moment. Although my prayer life was still okay, I was suffering and letting life use me up. I needed a drink. There was a time when I would fall to my knees and pray, but now I was seeking something to numb my pain. One of the players from the Atlanta Falcons asked me out a few times, but Don warned me about the athletes. I needed to get my mind off Mark and Felicia, so I called Kevin up. "You're finally going to let me spoil you, huh?" Kevin said.